It's a gamer's guide to the metaverse with Scuzz, and today we're going to be continuing our investigation into the Gala Games ecosystem by reviewing an early access rogue-lite third-person shooter called Superior. In this video, we'll be breaking down the gameplay mechanics, evaluating its blockchain integration, and finding out whether or not Superior actually lives up to its name. Superior's core gameplay revolves around fast-paced, third-person shooter action set in ever-changing, procedurally generated environments. As players battle their way through waves of enemies and challenging boss fights, they collect powerful weapons and upgrades. Although permadeath resets the player's progress within a run, unique blockchain-based rewards and character enhancements carry over, ensuring a fresh yet rewarding experience with every attempt. Superior has also incorporated a co-op feature that allows up to 3 players to progress through levels together. Public and private lobbies are available, providing the option to conquer levels alongside other random players or friends. At the beginning of each run, each player must decide which character they use. Each character has its own unique class and weapon. The premise of the game is basically just to kill as many enemies as possible whilst also completing some sort of challenge or objective. Generally, these challenges or objectives require the player to go and extract some sort of important item that is protected by a bunch of enemies. Once you have extracted the item, you are then required to go back to the teleporter without getting killed. Generally speaking, these challenges aren't that difficult and quite simple mechanically. All you have to do is kill as many enemies as possible guarding the item and retrieving it and returning back to the portal. However, I would say that these boss levels are actually strategically more complicated. It's not as simple as just sitting there and shooting the boss down. You actually need to devise some sort of strategy with regards to positioning, aim, and even prioritization of the smaller enemies and the bosses in certain phases. Overall, I would say there is enough complexity within the gameplay mechanics. However, I could see longer term players or more experienced players starting to get sick and tired of the same bosses. As a result, to keep the more experienced players engaged, I think it's important that the developers introduce new bosses regularly so the gameplay mechanics are dynamic. Moving on to Superior's graphics, I think it is very aesthetically pleasing. The game features a vibrant color palette, blending futuristic designs with a touch of retro style. Detailed textures and dynamic lighting effects create a rich atmosphere, while well-crafted character models and enemy designs stand out in the varied environments. The user interface is also quite slick and unobtrusive, ensuring smooth gameplay and easy navigation for players. I know this graphic style is not for everyone, but personally for me, I think they've done a fantastic job at merging some aesthetically pleasing graphics with engaging, action-packed gameplay. Finally, I love how multiplayer friendly this game is. It is so easy to invite your friends to a lobby. Rather than having to add your friends to a friend list and then inviting them to your lobby, someone can just go and create a private lobby, copy the room code, and send it to the people they want to play with. I think this creates some exciting opportunities, like enabling streamers to play with their viewers seamlessly. The game is also very easy to pick up. I mean, the game mechanically is quite simple. You just have to run around and shoot. Now, of course, developing builds and finding out what combos go well with weapons is going to be something that is more complicated and better designed for longer term players. But if you've got a friend who has no idea what they're doing, it is such a low barrier of entry with terms of mechanics that they can just come in and play themselves. Even though the core mechanics of the game are quite simple, it can still cater for more advanced groups of players who want to complete more difficult bosses. I can definitely see myself min-maxing the cash deposits with friends and also theory crafting the optimal builds. Overall, the Superior gameplay has a lot of potential, and I'm quite excited to see what it's going to look past early access. I think there are a few things at the moment that could be optimized. It does get a little bit laggy in major boss fights, and also I think some of the animations of jumping and throwing grenades can be improved in the future. Okay, since Superior is a Web3 game, we are now going to evaluate the blockchain integration within the game. The good thing I like to see is that there is no token specifically with the Superior game. In fact, you can actually play this game on the Steam store and not even worry about NFTs. You can literally just play the game for what it is. Although Superior does not have tokens, they do have NFTs, and these NFTs come in the form of characters. Currently, there are NFTs for each class with 4 different rarities. So you have the uncommon rarity, the rare rarity, the epic rarity, and the legendary rarity. All these NFTs can be bought on the Gala marketplace with either Gala or Ethereum. Now, if you see my previous video, you will know that I have a big issue with this, and if you haven't, go check out the link in the top right. So the issue that I have with this is that by allowing people to buy this NFT using Ethereum over the Gala token, it basically devalues the utility of the Gala token, because now you can just buy it with Ethereum. Why would anyone ever swap their Ethereum to Gala to then buy this NFT? Something that I think Gala should implement is an initiative to give price discounts for those who use the Gala token. So for example, let's imagine this Nomad Prime NFT sells for 1 ETH and ETH is trading at $1,000 US. The same NFT sells for 1,000 Gala tokens and each Gala token is trading at $1. However, Gala could incentivize demand for the Gala token by setting the Gala token price for this NFT at 900 Gala tokens. Therefore, people would have received a 10% discount relative in USD. Now, I know a lot of you crypto maxis will probably comment down below and tell me that everything should be denominated in ETH, but unfortunately in this current stage, everyone still values everything through US dollars. So by implementing a 10% price discount, I think this could increase the utility for the Gala token. Okay, so I would say that's a fairly minor issue, but let's move on to the major issue with these NFTs. So I know a lot of you gamers out there hate the pay to win element, and unfortunately Superior has adopted this with their NFTs. So NFT holders will be able to reach a higher level cap, which basically allows them to allocate more skill points towards increasing their abilities as they progress through the game. They'll also have an XP multiplier, so they'll receive faster leveling and progression. They'll also have bonus skills, which is crazy. And finally, you'll have increased earning potential. Now, the pay to win elements in this game are probably not as bad as, say, something that has PvP. That being said, imagine you get queued up with some overpowered guy who's got maxed abilities, more abilities than you, and they just end up killing all the enemies before you. You probably wouldn't have as much fun. I also don't really understand where the demand for these NFTs are going to come from. I understand by leveling up your character, they become more powerful and have access to more abilities, but who's going to buy these NFTs? To me, the fun of this game comes from the progression. So if you buy out a character and just skip the entire progression part, I feel like you're left with very little gameplay. Perhaps if there becomes an esports scene within the game, it might make sense for pro gamers to skip the journey phase and get straight into the high level competitive stuff. I could definitely see some arguments for that, but overall, I don't really see where the demand for these NFTs are going to come from. As a result, with the way the NFTs have been implemented in this game, I don't particularly see the benefits of the blockchain being integrated into Superior. Personally, I think a lot of these NFTs should have been purely cosmetic. It would mean that everyone will be playing on a balanced field and the journey will be very similar to everyone else. I also think looking at other Web2 games, the cosmetic skin industry is very large, and I think a lot of people would spend a lot of money purely on cosmetics. I mean, the fact that you can change your bag, your headgear, and perhaps even adding some skins for the weapons would definitely be enough to get people involved monetarily. On top of that, the fact that this game is multiplayer encourages people to flex their skins when they're playing with their friends.
It sprays sort of like CS:GO.
Oh.
Are we playing the game?
I'm full Fashionscaping.
Bro, what the
I got
fuck
a hot
are you
dog.
talking about?
I got a hot dog on my
Fashionscaping,
back,
man?
bro.
It's the fucking game, man.
Yeah, this is part of the game, bro. Okay, so now I'm finally going to give a rating out of 10 for the gameplay and the blockchain integration. So let's start with the gameplay. The gameplay, I'm going to give it a solid 7.5. I think the multiplayer features are fantastic and enhances the experience. The graphics are good. The progression itself is addicting, and the gameplay loop is there. I do, however, deduct some points because I think the game could become repetitive, and hopefully the developers will continually implement new bosses to keep the mechanics dynamic. As for the blockchain integration, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10, and it loses a lot of points because of the pay to win aspect. I think the pay to win aspect will affect other people's quality of gameplay, particularly in the random lobbies. Perhaps not so much with friends, but yeah, in the public lobbies, I think this could become a bit of a burden. If the NFTs moved away from the pay to win element and focused more on the cosmetic side of things, I definitely would have scored it higher. And I also think the absence of the token helps with the overall economy of the game. If you like this crypto gaming project review, please leave a like and subscribe. I will definitely be doing more of these in theme with my Gala Games Investigation. Once I've reviewed all the games, I will do a final review on Gala and its potential in the Web3 gaming space. So stick around to see more of that. Anyway, that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next video.